All right, this is part two. Okay. I already did a review on this gun when it was the 17. It's an interchangeable barrel. Yes, I painted it black. Why did I paint it black? It's too damn shiny. Okay. It's too shiny. I just can't take it anymore. And I use these Premier rounds and the Gamo, however you want to say it, rounds. They both came from Walmart. How convenient. A pellet that worked good in it just so happened to be at the same place. Anyway, these this is a good deal. 500 for like $7. I mean, that's a good deal. This gun shot him good. If it'll focus, but yeah. I can't tell you how many times I shot in the exact same hole and freaked myself out. Yet again, I will admit it. The whole time that I was shooting at this target, I was messing around with the scope. But these were the last 5 shots. Well, 6 if you count that. And, the first couple, the barrel was clean. I didn't clean it. I just went with it. Sometimes you got to shoot a couple of rounds. But I messed with it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I just did that. I was like, is it really that close? Because a couple times I pull, it might be my fault and it hit somewhere here. And I'm like, I couldn't tell. But when I shot there and there, I was like, yeah, I guess it is spot on. I shot a couple more and they were real close. And I didn't get a bullseye, but they were real close. I mean, you can see my fingertip. That's a small dot. There's bigger dots out there, man. So, and that was done at about, I'm going to say 25 yards. And I don't know what to tell you. I haven't been into air rifles very long. Not long at all. I mean, hell, I did a video about my first air rifle. I mean, I've had a BB gun, but these aren't BB guns. They have a rifled barrel, and they're way more accurate than BB gun, way more powerful. So, I don't know what to say. I probably would never put that 17 barrel back on because I've seen videos of Europeans where they shoot 25 caliber at birds if they want to, or squirrels. So, I know they're working with less power than us because they have different regulations, but man, the 22, it was right out. The scope, that was where the scope was when it was a 17. So it was still on the paper. Like if someone had to just put that barrel on and saw a coyote and they were trying to scare it away, they could have probably did it. They probably could have hit somewhere on the body and run it off and then sight it in later. But this thing I like it. I like it a lot. I'm surprised that a 99, 95, air rifle is as powerful as it is with that one pullover break action crank. And, I guess it's the slam fire of the spring loaded of the spring that's in the spring and piston. Since it's a Springer, I guess that's what does it. But man, I'm impressed. I mean, I'm hoping to get rabbits with it. I took out a couple of squirrels with the 17, and they didn't die fast enough, in my opinion. They didn't die fast enough. If I shot them in the neck, and they would crawl off. Not far, but they would still crawl off. So I suggest, you pick one up. You can use the 17 if you want to, if you live in the city limits and you don't have good backstops and you're scared. But those Premier hollow points, that's a good one. They have one that looks like that, but the hollow points have teeth and it's even more gnarly. I'm going to go back and get that because they shot real good. And then the Gamo, whatever you call it, those shot pretty accurate too. They didn't have a whole lot of stringing. I thought it was going to be a lot different, but it wasn't a lot different. It wasn't a lot different at all. So I don't know what to tell you folks, man. BEEMAN Silver Kodak X2 comes with a scope, 2 barrels, $99.95. It will get the job done. Hell, you can use it for your children and help them learn how to use a rifle. It's a little safer. Has a little recoil, the weirdest recoil in the world. You know, they tell you don't even grab it because it recoils forward and recoils backwards. So hold on loosely, but don't let go. Whatever. Anyway, I suggest you get one. And for the people that have one, and you're like, I don't know, out of the box it wasn't so good, it seemed cheap. If your version of cheap means it has a crappy trigger, then you need to just take those 2 screws. Take these 2 screws out, and you will see another flathead screw that controls the spring, that controls the tension of the trigger pull. And you can lighten it up a lot. Because I thought the same thing. Woo! This thing got a horrible trigger. Horrible! Like, boy, it would put you to the test. That trigger was so stiff that you would have to be a pretty good shooter and have a pretty strong hand to pull it off with the way that the hand piece and hand guard is set up. But you turn that screw counterclockwise, and it will definitely soften up the trigger. That'll help your accuracy out. You don't have to be mad and talking about the trigger, because I was talking about the trigger. I thought the trigger was horrible, but it's not as bad as I thought once I went in there and turned that down. So